I'll let you do the intro shit and just. I'll wait.
Well, speaking of intro shit, welcome. Good after morning, afternoon, after evening, and after night to the top cut. The beginning of the top cut with Goldfish Gallant and Secret 27. Yeah. So we're just gonna hop right into it. This will be an exciting game. 27. Whoa. Okay.
We definitely have a very interesting matchup here. You know,
It's
we
true.
have Fish here running Solomancer aggro, which Secret just dropped a set to, which is really good for Fish. He's got the tempo here because Sword kind of established that. Streams up, right? Yeah, I think so. So
Yep, yep.
you're good. There we go.
Wait,
Um,
wait.
and then we have Secret on what? He's on gas spam, which is an interesting one. One of the best decks in the format. I think he's got a massive advantage here, especially with just the extra experience Secret has, especially in these top cut scenarios. But these are both really good players of the game. I think this is
Yep.
going to be a very good set here. What are your thoughts on this, Snoopers? What are you thinking?
Uh, yeah, I think both of these decks, I mean, they have been played for like past three tournaments and have shown their staying power, and they're definitely the best decks. So it's really just going to come down to two factors, luck and skill. And both of these players have skill. On the luck side, don't know. That's just how the cards work.
Yeah, it just comes down to draws at that point. I do think though that Secret's gonna have the better draws in general. It's just gonna come down to can Fisher establish a quick tempo? Can he quickly and efficiently hold on
Yeah.
to the points and the lead?
And speaking of setting things up, we see Fish set up the Scardians.
That's a fantastic way to start this here. He wants to establish quick points,
Yep.
and he wants to prove he has a threat,
Dominance.
as well as he wants to get Guardian of the Moons out so he can get it in the discard for cards like for his Solomancer. He's really establishing a good core here. I think
Epic,
this is
epic.
a fantastic start for him.
Although I would say that Secret is also setting up pretty well here. Bunbeak is going to allow him to quickly get some Sindel cards into the discard pile to use as fuel for Skelly guess. So that would be like probably Queen.
Yep, he's got the gas in hand revealed is very good for Fish. He knows that if Seeker can clear board, he has a quick tempo play, and he knows that Seeker can take the advantage if need be. So Fish is going to have to work around that, and I think he's got but he's got the time to do it. He saw his son on the field, and if he
Yep.
can just he's got
Yeah,
spoons, so
spoons.
if he can
Spoons.
just
Early
get a
spoons. That's
guy.
always good. Always good. Early spoons.
Ooh, that's a really good set of spoons here,
It's just, yeah. Oh,
and
and
not
we're
hard
immediately
picks
going to see
either.
that go into hand, Beast of Black Hole.
Yeah. Those are just
Which,
some really
yeah.
that's a really easy set of picks, you know. Like that those are fairly good
I wouldn't
choices by
think that
him.
Phantom Matter is that great against Sindel. I mean, it's good in certain situations, but because you already have the strongest creatures. Besides Shiozi and Lava Behemoth, that would be like the one card that Phantom Matter would be great for.
I do think Phantom Matter would have been the better pick for Fish. I'm not sure of his hand obviously, so I don't know what he was looking at, but if he had taken the Phantom Matter, then he could have taken out the Bond Beak and then whatever is sent to grave, he could have Phantom Matter next turn for just extra pressure. But that also opens the board for Secret to go gassed into Queen. There are many dynamics to this, but he definitely had the right decision by killing Droplet Squaws. There are not many.
Yes,
That was
that
definitely the
was the
right
easy
decision.
pick. That was the easy pick. So we do see Bonbeak and Waku, and what's particularly interesting is Secret is opting not to use a battle zone. I mean okay, that's not interesting. That makes complete 100% sense. But
I mean, I think there's a bit of intrigue with that. I think there is something to look at when it comes to not using the battle zone, right?
Not yet. Not yet.
Using the if he had dropped the battle zone, he could have crashed his Wakuman into the Guardian of the Moons just to get the draw faster. You know, to probably grab an activator, which would have helped. But even this way also works. You know, with Fish dropping the Zamorzed really quickly, just clearing the board. Secret's got to really find an answer here. He's down in tempo. He's equal on cards, and he's got to figure something.
Yeah,
It's
or
starting to
else,
get
or
dire.
else, yeah. It's Fish will definitely is definitely currently burning his resources. So it's all about Secret, yeah, finding advantage, and that's gonna come from for Sale Sign, which we saw in the last game. It did a similar
It did play a
thing.
good role in the last game. It played a pretty important one because,
Yeah,
you know, what do you know? Solomancer can't out its own Guardian of the Moons. It's a very interesting concept. Also something I don't think was commented on very much. He used the Bond Beak effect to send a Wakuman. You know, not the Queen like you would expect. A very interesting decision. I guess he just wanted the extra card in hand, but it's definitely
yeah.
something that should be looked at. Definitely
It
something
is
that Fish is
interesting.
seeing. It's definitely something that Fish is
It
looking at, saying, you know, maybe he's still looking for an answer that he doesn't have it.
which is a little interesting, or maybe he already has the queen, and that would be interesting. I think,
He could
but
also
I
have the queen in hand. That would be a pretty
which
interesting.
which would also be, but I think that would also be not a terrible decision because I mean the goal is to get queen out as much as possible. So, you could cosplay a queen. You could have the initial one. You could cosplay a queen, and then there's bone ladders and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So like
This is definitely.
saving, yeah, that maximizing queen's potential.
Yeah, he could definitely. He has a lot of options there. I think the Bond Beak for the Walkcommando is an interesting play. It looks like Secret buying the Guardian of the Moons really did give him a massive really switched up the tempo here. Really has put things in favor of Secret now. You know, he's
A
still
little
down
bit,
on
yeah,
points, but he's holding the board, and Fish couldn't commit anything. He just straight up passes it back.
which
This
is
is what Secret
interesting.
wants.
That's what you know. That's when Secret could think about what is in Fish's hand. Is it good cards? But we do see a mill off of Dark Spark, which also means that he actually gets the stars off of the second Dark Spark, which is pretty good.
Yeah, he
But
got some decent mills here. You know, you don't want to hit your Bone Ladders or your Phantom Matters, but hitting that Diabolus really was good for him. He goes +1 star and gets an extra 3. He's really putting the pressure. He's really
yeah,
applying it
currently.
right now.
But what I do worry is like stars are good and all, but
Mhm.
especially point turret,
Oh, and that is tough for Fish.
but
Both
nothing for
Triple A's are
Fish.
down.
But
Both Triple
even
A's of
with
Secrets
that,
are down.
Secret didn't really get that many points off of that. 3 points. That's not. And then you're using your
Yeah,
second
but
triple A again. That's a good use, but not like
you
I'm
can't
not
really
saying
get
anything there.
you can't
But
let Fish get the points. You know, if Fish gets the points, he has a matchup where he's going to get a lot of points
yep,
quickly.
yep.
You have to do whatever you can to stop him, even if it means using your last AAA on a turret. You know, but Fish is still thinking it. Is there a chance he has a Beast of the Black Hole here? No.
But
Oh
no.
yeah, he put that in hand, didn't he? So we know that he
Oh,
has it
he
in
does.
hand.
So he
What?
does have it. He does have an answer to if Secret goes aggressive. So, yeah, but even whether or not Secret has a ton of stars, I don't know how much that's gonna be beneficial. I mean,
Here comes Guardian of the Moon's number 2 down
ooh,
from
oh,
Fish here. So now we're just at a
okay,
staring match here. You know, they're
yep.
just gonna stare at each other and not much is gonna happen. Until actually Fish's turn. At the end of Secret's turn, Fish could go into the sun and crash into the moons just to open board. And now we see the turret from Secret. That's a massive view. But
Ooh,
on the point you were talking about with the stars, I think the stars do really matter. Secret's gonna want the stars because a lot of his deck revolves around he needs to spend his turn stars on gas plus queen, and if he doesn't do that, oh, the
oh,
KO and
KO,
then the beast of the
and
black
oh,
hole.
but we get the Beast of the Black Hole. It is
There it
going.
goes.
It is still going to wipe a Fish's board, but it will
But it will get the
also.
sun. It'll get that moon guardian off. Secret was using
Yep.
that to wall, and it's finally gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think For Sale Sign is just a pretty. It's a pretty incredible card when facing the Scardians. Just to be able to, well, and just anything that can take control of Scardians, and that's actually something that I think about, like with like Gaia's mind control. Like that's one of the things that if you do play, that's one of the things that you can use, even though, because yeah, both of these have the issue of not being able to throw uh to have good enough stats for the Scardians, but they both have their ways of getting around it.
Yeah, both decks can't really out the Scardians. They do have ways, right? Like Secret, for example, has for sale sign.
Yep.
He also runs Phantom Matter, and he can Phantom Matter of
Yep.
Sun. He also has double KO, so he has ways to out it. And then for Fish, if there's a moon engraved, then Solomancer outs the other moon. He also has his own ways. He can also drop a Sun to crash it, like he did there. Well, he tried at least. I was going to, but in general, right? They both have ways, but they're definitely the thing is with the Scardians, they force an out. It's not even
Mm-hmm.
that they are that they have outs. It's that you have to have the out. Otherwise,
Yep.
you're just not going to gain. You're going to give away the advantage, right?
Yeah, and
Um,
that's how I think Sindel like when you take Sindel and Gaius and you compare their matchups to the Scardians, like I'd say that Sindel is in the generally weak because it's just generally less options.
mhm. And here we have Secret dropping the Time Flash portal to out the Beast the Conjurers, and here comes the Skelequeen. So we thought he
Yeah.
might have had it in hand, and now it is on the field.
And
And he's
Spear
going
of the
for.
Anti-Justice Sword,
Ooh, that is an interesting decision from him.
which I don't know what that card could be used for. I mean, I'm
I do
guessing.
think that was a. I think Secret was. I think that's a suboptimal play, right? Because with playing the Time Flash Portal there, the only thing that did extra was give Spirit of the Sword, right? Spirit of the Anti-Justice Sword, the ability to swing face for an extra 2 points. So in other words, his Time Flash Portal was just gain 2 points, which doesn't seem like a great decision from him when he could have just done that to kill the beast permanently and then
Yep.
swing the four anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's an
And
interesting decision by him. I'm
and
wondering what his hand looks like.
whether or not the beast comes back, he can just Fish can just bring out something else like Shiozi and Lavamole. And
Ooh.
here we're gonna see this become an incredible threat to Point Turret.
Yeah, I think this is gonna out the point. Like Secret's either gotta have field or he's gonna lose his point turret. He really doesn't have another option. I don't think he's already played both Relo Hex Mines. He's
Yeah,
played both. He's
and
lost both
Fish's way
triple
of
A, so he
drawing
has
is like, ooh, is this gonna work? And it does. So that means Point Turret is ousted. Oh, that's a big
point
hit
turret
for
is
Secret.
gone. That is a massive hit. Yeah, you don't want to see that one go down. But he has to kill this mole. This is also something. He can't kill the Beast of the Conjurers this turn, because if he does so, he's going to lose his queen and potentially give full hand knowledge to Fish here. It's tough.
Yep.
Um, it's a really tough decision from him. How is he going to out the mole and the Beast efficiently?
But I will point out here that Secret does have point advantage still, so he has time, just a small amount of time to figure this
Yeah,
out. I
he
mean,
has.
there isn't we're not seeing solo, so that's a good thing for him.
Yeah, the second Fish puts down that Solomancer, like that is, I would say
Yep.
it's nearly game over. You're down a pointer. What is he down? Oh, that's only okay. He could have Beast the Black Hole, or he could have Field. I thought he was down a second Battle Activator, but um, even then, it's still tough, right? Because he could have the Blaze Elixir. He's got double Moons Engrave. This is really not a great scenario for Secret to be in. Um,
Mhm.
He's just got to be able to clear board here. Maybe he drops a. Does he have a Galaxy Crash? He could Galaxy Crash here if he has it.
Yeah,
That would not be a bad
there's
play.
still options for secret, but yeah, and
One thing
this
definitely
isn't
going
the
for
worst
secret.
that fish could throw out. This is not nearly the
Yeah.
worst. Although
But something that's
3,
definitely going for secret, is that he has. First of all, yeah, like you had said, he has the extra points, but also Fish is down two of his battle activators.
yep.
He only runs three, so if Secret can like Galaxy Crash, Gas plus Queen with that tomb, or actually he doesn't have to use the tomb, Gas in his hand, then he could just swing for massive points and really put Fish on a clock here and put the pressure on. But he's just got to out the board first. That's what he's got to do here.
Hmm. And we're gonna see secret pay for a zone, a third zone, which is um, a little weird. But we're gonna
Ooh,
and we see the
good
triple
decision.
trio come out,
Hmm.
which means that he's gonna be able to use the full 4 points off of Skelequeen.
We'll just have to see. Does Fish and Fish
But
has the
fish
planetary
does have the
field?
planetary field, and that's the thing. Even though secret still does have the opportunity to play two battle activators, the one thing that he doesn't have an edge over is triple A's. He's both triple A's down, and secret is none. So
Yeah, so if Fish just draws a triple A, like he can out the battle acties, and now, but however, Secret now knows that all three battle activators from Fish are gone. So if Secret can put together an offensive play here after Fish's turn, then he could legitimately win this game from here, and that would be a massive advantage. You want to take that first game against Solomancer aggro.
oh yeah,
Let's just see what is Fish gonna do here. I mean, at this point, he could just clear the board. Um, he has to be
if
able
he
to out
has
this
Galaxy
board.
Crash, we don't know what he has right now. He might have a bit of a brick up right now.
Yeah.
We don't know. He might have like double soul shroom, which is not great right now. I mean, once he gets
Yeah.
these out, then soul shroom becomes very very nice, and then he can set up the solo combo.
Oh, I forget Fish runs Soul Shroom. Yeah, that's pretty devastating for Secret here. Um, Here's the question though: how is Fish gonna out this sword? He has to have something that's non-Syndian to beat over it, because his dog won't do it. He
Oh
could
yeah.
use Mole, but if he uses Mole, then Beast the Conjurers has to kill, I guess, like Queen, leave the Ghast up, but then Ghast can out the Mole. So it's like he's got to figure a way to out all three this turn, and it's
Ah.
not very
Oh
great. What
yeah.
is
Well,
that?
and another deal is I'm pretty sure Skelegast hasn't used its ability yet, right?
Oh no,
Like,
Skullcats used the ability to play the sword, did it not?
oh, did he now?
'Cause I believe that's a legal target for it. That is
That
that's
sorry, that's an interesting target that we don't see much
oh
of. So
actually yeah, he played sword
yeah,
from grave, so he had to have used the Skullcast effect.
yeah, 80
So
minus health. I forgot how much that can actually do for you.
yeah, a lot of the targets in his deck will hit that range.
He could
The only
hit
ones that
bomb
don't.
beak technically. He
Yeah, but you
could
don't really need the bond
you,
beak
you
now,
don't need
right?
the
Because you
bomb
have the
beak,
gas with
but
the
it is
queen.
interesting to think about that now. I never really realized that.
Yeah, he gets a lot of targets at 80 minus. But I think the sword here is really putting a tough like Fish. I think right now what he's thinking is how does he out this sword? Um, I wish we knew his hand. It would definitely adjust like how we see it, but of course we can't. We're streaming it, so we can't give away that kind of information. Um, However, it is definitely a very interesting lineup here. What is
Yeah.
Fish gonna
Fish
do?
is thinking really hard about this, which is making me it's making me think either he's trying to figure out this really cool plan or he's struggling to find a plan. But he does seem to have a plan then. Solomancer is going to come out and we're going to see the solo combo. Here we go. Here we go,
Okay.
boys.
Oh, but
That,
no. See, okay,
but no
that's what he
Blaze.
was thinking. No Blaze, but also
Oh.
no battle zone. So he had to really consider: did he want to put the Solomancer out there with no battle zone?
Yeah, and
Um,
he wouldn't have really had
and full
the
hand knowledge here. We have Bone
yeah,
Ladder, Time plus
through
4.
mold. That's a secondary thing for mold that mold can do. It can show the hand, which actually
Yeah, if they
Good.
whiff, if they have nothing to send, then they have to show the hand to
Yeah,
prove
it's
that they had
it's
nothing
it's
to send
it's
from
like
the hand.
it is a secondary ability. It's not just the doing that, but it also just allows the person to get a peek on what they're
However,
looking at.
I think Fish is a little scared to have seen the hand there. You saw the time flash portal, which just outs the Solomancer entirely. You saw the behemoth, which kills dog. It's like there's some really strong plays here that Secret has that Fish, but Fish is happy to know everything, right? It is just a little scary what could be put onto the board here. Um, how does Secret win from this position though? What he's up a ton of
Oh,
points.
dog's gonna come out. That's going to give him just a ton of and bone letter's gonna come out, and we're gonna see Spirit of the Anti-Duchess sword come out again.
That's gonna out the dog. I
Whew.
don't know how I feel about that use of bone ladder. Um, oh, he's not even gonna time flash portal the Solomancer. That's a very interesting decision. Um, wow. Okay.
I'm probably saving it for a more dire time, like if he gets the thing out with
There
Place
is the
Elixir. But there
Galaxy
it is.
Crash. Yeah. This is probably the end of the game here. If Fish can just grab a
If Fish gets
Solomancer with
lethal,
Blaze.
and
Soul
here we go.
Shroom, there's
Soul
the
Shroom is gonna
Solomancer.
come out. We're gonna see
Does he have the
Soulmancer,
Blaze
and
Elixir?
that's gonna get the. Does he have the Blaze Elixir?
Does he have the Blaze Elixir? That's a big, massive 10-point swing, a huge
Yeah,
shift in
that
momentum.
and just to let you know, double digits. That's you can go end game from starting at 10 points. That's
That would be
yep.
the end of the game
Oh,
when the
that's the
swing
end of
goes
the
through.
game. There's no way.
Assume, well,
Assuming he doesn't have a battle activity. Okay, we'll see
Secret
what
could have
happens.
drawn a battle activator for turn. He could have drawn one, I believe, right? I don't
Secret's
think.
not
Actually, no. What did he draw for turn? He had the dog in the hand that he revealed, right? He had dog. I think
in
so.
Time
He didn't
Flash
draw
Portal.
that.
No, I don't think he had anything. I think this is a GG.
Well, once again, he could have like drawn planetary field. Like Beast of the Black Hole doesn't entirely work here because Fish still gets the 4 points from Guardian of the Sun, but he would lose the Solomancer swings. It just depends on if Secret drew a battle activator. Oh,
Whoa.
huh?
Huh? Oh,
Taking
he's
back
not
the
committing.
play.
He's not gonna commit as hard just to wait. What?
Oh, for the Beast of the Conjurers. Interesting decision to go for the extra battle zone there. Now does he just goes off of this here. This is also another lethal play.
Oh,
Um,
because he realized he needed that. Wow, nice line.
Never would have seen that coming. Or I guess
Is
he knew it
that
coming, but
wait? Is this
what
gonna
is going
okay?
on here?
The secret building up suspense. He hasn't called GG's yet.
He has not. It's very interesting because I don't know how I feel. I'm a little intrigued why Secret would let that play be reversed. I feel like that's one of those, it's a misstep, obviously. Um, However, actually, if anything, I think this is the more risky play for Fish, right? Because now he just straight up loses to Beast the Black Hole. It opens board entirely, but
Oh
he didn't
nope,
have
that is
here
GG.
going to game two. Going to game two.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that first game there, Snoopers?
Yeah, it was a well, you definitely saw the flaws of a Sindel deck when going up against Scardians. They're not the flaws per se, but just the troubles that you can have because Scardians are just they are the best stat line in the game currently. 440 440 is the best stat line. Uh,
It is a very relevant stat line. Yeah,
or
it is one of
the
the
best relevant one because
yeah.
like you got 500 500, but those are not but those but like Omnius is unoptimal.
Yeah,
uh
Omnius isn't seeing play anytime soon. However,
and you got like Polysium cards, and those are good, uh but considering that we figured out Soulmancer tech with the Scardians, it's just made them overall better because there's just more ways to play them, just way more ways than you could play like I don't know Cranchon or
oh, absolutely,
Serpent.
absolutely.
So that's why there's an entire deck based around them. So
So
I'm
I'm
excited to
thinking about
see how Secret deals with this. See, I'm excited to see if both people have used their sideboard.
Yeah, I'm curious what they sideboard in. I don't know any deck lists, but I believe Secret sideboards what is it? Avalanche Overlord, right? I think he sideboards that.
Yes.
That would be an interesting
So
addition to put in.
along with KO, no, that's not cited, but
He main decks the KO, I believe, right?
yes,
Well, he might not actually.
or he might not. So to see if Secret uses his sideboard to his advantage, he probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Secret would like when preparing his deck, he was thinking about ways uh, to do this because this is the second best deck in the game.
Yeah, these are definitely some of the best decks out there. Solomancer, it's just the issue is there are just all the decks in the format have no ways to really deal with the aggro potential that Solomancer can put up here. Um, let's just see how Secret handles this though. So they both started with their resource zones, and we're just going through the first stages, where everything's
Yep.
just passing and gaining stars.
Which yeah, and that's always what happens in these games. I'm interested like to think about, there's three big main decks
Hmm.
like Diamond, how do you think those decks like react to each other? Do you think it's like a rock paper scissors or
Ah, that's an interesting one.
like
So I'm
how
assuming
do
with
they
like the
react to each
three.
other? Like what are their weaknesses and strengths against each other, would you think?
Yeah, so I'm assuming with the three, you're discussing Solomancer, you're discussing
Yes.
Gas Spam and Gaios Mind Control, correct?
Ooh, okay.
Um,
Interesting play here right now. We saw the thing go out. KO is gonna an early KO is gonna come out. Skull Queen is gonna hit this Guardian.
KO is going to be very important in this matchup. He's going to want his KOs for the moons.
But that is a little bit of a weird play in my opinion, considering or not a weird yeah, so a weird play just considering so Secret is gonna go for the 4 points, but considering that Scardian is now in the discard, that is just set up for Solomancer potential. And we're
And
gonna
there is the
see
Lava Mole.
yeah, oof.
Jeez.
Alright, and is
Does
that
he get
gonna
targets?
target something? Ooh.
Are there any targets? I think Secret's just trying to think about what he has in hand that he could pitch here. Um, so with this here, I think that was a good play. Pitching the triple play.
Oh, okay.
That's tough, but it's the best choice. That's a pretty solid play from Secret, right? Because he wants to get the queen in the discard pile, and it's tough that you have to use it to out the moons, because you would rather
Yeah.
use it to out something like the mole now, right? So because 400 doesn't have to hit, it hits over a lot of things, just not moons. So
Yeah,
it's a
and
little suboptimal to play specifically there, but it was that makes you think: is that his only creature in hand? Um,
ooh, that is a
which
good
would be a
question.
tough
What
scenario.
do
It
you
would be a tough
yeah, and he
scenario.
passed, which or yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh,
Ooh.
okay, but
Going for the
he's
second.
setting up a bunch of zones.
What?
Oh, random.
Why
What
is
in the
Lava
world?
Mole dead?
Why is level?
Are we
What?
lagging a little bit? I think we're lagging a little bit.
I think this is Australian Wi-Fi for you right now.
Oh, you know what? Fish might have just sent the mole anticipating the Gassed Queen play, seeing the
Uh,
second battling creature zone. I could see
it's
that
true.
happening.
What are your thoughts
Um,
on Mole, by the way?
I think Mole is a very good card. I think it's incredibly underrated. 180 hits over a lot of targets in the
Oh,
metagame. You hit over Thorngaborks, Bond Beaks, Wakumans, even in uh, solo aggro here, you hit over Solomancer, for example. You hit a lot of targets over, and popping those activators could be the difference between winning and losing a game.
that's
And
and there goes Pouring Turret once again.
that is a
That's
massive example of losing a game potentially from a Shiosian Lava Mole.
yeah,
I think it's a
which
highly
is
underrated card and
crazy.
could see a lot more play.
Crazy, and it just shows. Yeah, it and this also I was thinking about this earlier in the game. This made me think about what do you think? Should we get rid of like ban like point turret like and then go down to two battle acties, or do you think like especially because of Shiosian Lava Mole, do you think is that a good thing?
I've always been a fan of the three battle activators. I always thought that it was having the three battle activators really made you question what do you AAA, right? The only issue is that in the current meta game, you always AAA beast and you always AAA turret. You always just let field go through. There's like a few scenarios where you don't let field go through, but it's almost always the best choice. So it's a really so when you ban turret though, you open the field to do you now choose to AAA do you choose to AAA the field, right? I think we could
Yep.
go to two battle activators, especially with the power of cards like Erratic Void, which are seeing more and more play throughout the format.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean there is other activators that could kind of take the place of this, but I'm also just thinking about like especially with Shiozi and Lava Mole,
mhm.
just the amount there is actually more counters than some people may realize. Oh my god, what in the world, Space Pit?
What is he playing? Base Pit. That is
That's actually counter too, and
whoa.
that's
That is
actually
an
good. No,
interesting
that's gonna
tech.
that yeah, that's Skeletech, because or that's anti Skella, because what that's doing is that you're getting rid of Secret's ability to do the sky is the most important combo for this deck. Oh
Hold up,
gosh.
Fish might be onto something here with Space Pit, right? Space Pit hits so many targets. You're gonna hit cards like Gla, Thorngabork, or even Sapling Squaws within Gaia's
Yeah,
Mind
and it's
Control.
like Firebolt Inari's case, but instead it's a resource card. Like it was the resource before the creature. It was like the early Firebolt Inari, because and Firebolt Inari is actually a card that does a similar thing, and it's also a body. But like I feel like
With
that's
Space
actually
Pit though, that's a really
that
interesting card.
that's like I think that's like a good side. Like that's just a very beautiful side. That's almost
I will
leading
say
on.
I
It
do
could become
believe
part of the deck. It could become part of a deck. Oh, like all
I
three of
do
these
believe
decks.
this is the first time I've ever seen Space Pit played in a competitive Chaos Galaxy tournament. This is a very
But this is
interesting
actually
card. I think
working really, really well. Like, sure,
yeah.
I feel like it could definitely be a brick in some cases, but against Sindel, which has tons of small creatures, and
Holy
that's
crap.
oh gosh, that
He's cited in two space pits for this matchup. That is wow. I mean, but it's definitely a really good one, right? Because you get the gas out of play, like you had said. You could also out Wakumans. You have a lot of different things you could hit there that are just massive. That was an interesting set of tempo plays there. Now we have to
would
consider, what does Secret do here? He's down. He's down a lot. This is
yeah,
game over
this
shortly,
is
right? Because Fish is
he.
up.
Oh, Phantom
Fish is
Batter,
up
Phantom
three.
Batter is coming out. Phantom
Oh,
Batter is coming out.
but you also consider Fish is on 14
Shielding
points right
Lava
now.
Ball. Oh my goodness, is he gonna start? He's gonna start turning this back at Fish. He's gonna start popping those activators.
There goes the field, though.
But the
Does Secret have
field,
to
but the
respond?
activation activated, but the
That is a massive, massive result for Fish, and that seals the game in my
that's
opinion. It's just
that's that's
how
done.
do you how do you play this out as Secret? Like you don't have. Does he have his
Three
own? He
cards.
could
He
have
has
his
three
own wave.
cards. How does he play off this?
Well, he has two cards, right? Because he has the Bone Ladder, but he also has two cards that we don't know. So only two of those. One of them has to be a planetary
He
field
still
if
has
he
20
does not
cards
want
in his
to be
deck,
losing
right?
this game. He has 20
Yeah.
cards in this deck. So if I really do think your Secret is on the back foot, and this game is, I would say this game is sealed for Fish at this moment.
And
This is a
which
massive
is
lead for him.
crazy.
Where does this
What
go?
and this is crazy for Secret too. Secret has won the past two games, and now Fish. This is Fish's chance to become the king.
This is very interesting. If Fish wins here, he sends the number one seeded player in the game, as well as the heavy favorite to win this tournament, to the third place match. So I think Fish here has a massive advantage, and I think we're going to see Fish in finals here. This is going to be really, really
Holy
powerful. This
moly!
result here. Let's see. And I mean, what does Secret have here? He could bone ladder, but like, what would he bone ladder? He doesn't have many options at this point. He's down both
I just
KOs.
realized that they're VCing with each other, so they're probably having some chatter right now.
Yeah, I think they both followed. I think they've both fallen on the result here that Fish is going to run away with this. Beast of the Black Hole does nothing now because Guardian of the Sun will in
Yeah,
fact
and there's
end
the
the
second
game.
activation activated.
That is the end. What a fantastic set from these two. They played very well, and
That was fantastic. That was crazy. That fish in particular. Look at this space pit. This
double
card
space pit to decide the game. That was a very, very interesting
and
set
Shios
here,
and
man.
Lava. Those two
It's
cards are
yeah,
sleepers.
Lava
Those
Mole had a
those,
massive
those
hit.
were
Yeah,
those two cards. I think Fish has proven the viability of these cards of being mainstays in like in Roka decks, maybe in other decks.
yeah.
Ooh.
I really do think Space Pit specifically was a very interesting card. I don't think that was on anybody's radar, but you hit a
Yeah,
lot of
that
cards in a lot of decks. It is a
yeah,
very,
and that
very viable
like
card.
I think that was Fish's secret ace. That
Yeah,
was had to be. That had to be. And actually,
but hey,
Secret did have Behemoth, which is
what a
interesting.
massive result here, though. So from the conclusion of this
Crazy.
game, we're gonna see Fish head on up to the finals match and fight for first place, while Secret will be bumped down to the third place match, and
Now,
we
in
might see
terms of
Secret's
SBR,
first.
I don't know what that's gonna. I think Secret's still gonna stay on top, but
He
Fish.
will, I believe. But this might be Secret's first bronze or lower of the entire. Actually, no, this will be his first bronze or lower of the entire format. Correct? I don't think I've seen him place lower
I
than
think.
silver. Correct?
Well, we can check, but oh, look, he's showing what he could have done. He could have used Bone Ladder. He could have had Pelfam bounce one of these cards. Like if he was able to, if Fish didn't have the triple A, it looks like Secret what he would have done was bounced probably Sun with Pelfam Bone Ladder or something.
I will say though, I do think Secret had a way to play through here, right? Like he could have gone Pelfam to bounce the Zamorzed, for example, and then Bone Laddered the
No, wait, he couldn't
Water
have.
Man.
No, he couldn't have because he needs five or more. He didn't. He only had three.
Oh, so he couldn't have used the Bone Ladder, but he
Yeah, the
could.
Bone Ladder was
Oh,
bricking up his hand,
I see.
which is actually now making me think about how Bone Ladder could actually start to fall off. Like, either there needs to be a more optimal way of getting these Sindel cards out into the deck, and I mean there is Dark Spark, but
Well, yeah. In general, I think
it shows the
he definitely
weakness of
low
Bone
rolled
Ladder.
here. He low rolled here by not drawing any of the dark sparks, but in general, what a fantastic set. You know, this was a great commentary with you, Snoopers. This was great, and
Yeah,
I was very excited to watch this set. These are fantastic players, and I can't wait to see what
these
they
are
do
the
for the
best players. These
tournament.
are the top three. These are top three players.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Um,
it, but I'm gonna just have the big. I'm gonna go back to the question that I stated to you earlier. So, how do you think the Skelly aggro uh and the Gaius
other
and how they react
Yeah,
to
how
each
the three
other?
decks stack up against one another. It's a very interesting a trichotomy, I guess, where I will say I do believe mind control, for example, has a massive advantage over decks like Solomancer. Well, not massive. I'd say it has a slight
Oh,
advantage
Solomancer, because it's a Gaius creature,
because it
that
is a
does help.
Guile, so you could out it for like Flooper. You also main deck the cards like Lighthouse, so you're gonna be able to suck it back. You know, you have a lot of choices there that definitely add that
Yeah, I
advantage.
think.
Though, you know, it also depends on if Solomancer can just quickly stack up the points. If Solomancer can stack up the points quickly, it beats both other decks without
Yeah, and
any
that's why it's an
trouble.
aggro deck. That's why it's an aggro deck,
Yes,
obviously.
yes.
Um,
But when it comes to like uh Sindel Tempo, or I guess
oh,
Gas Spam, for example, as well, that deck, um I think all three of the decks stack up well against each other, right? It just depends on how they all have really good game plans against one another. It's just a matter of who draws better and who plays the matchup better. But those three
that's
decks are
mostly it.
definitely the top three.
Yeah, and I
Definitely.
think
They're
I yeah, so the reason I think probably Secret mostly lost that game was because just he got the worst draws comparatively, and there was some plays that were also weird, I think. Like he heavily played Spirit of the Anti-Justice Sword, which is not a bad card by any means, but it was just interesting how much it was played.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he definitely did low roll slightly. when it came to cards like not when it came to not drawing his Diabolus, for
Oh,
example.
yep.
Um, but in general, I think it really just came down to Fish was very good at generating tempo, really good at holding the match and holding the point advantage. He was really good at holding like what was going to happen. He was the one who was setting the cards. He was playing it out, and it seemed like Secret was always on the back foot, and that was definitely important for Fish to win this set here.
Crazy match, crazy.
Very crazy set here.
And
It was very interesting though, and
it
there's a lot to
it's
say more.
actually this is nice how this entire bracket is working now, because we get to see a true to form Sindel Tempo versus Roka matchup and a true to form Gaius versus Roka matchup.
Oh, and it looks like we might have an Unseen Oddish versus Sword match coming up very soon here.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Sword,
whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not
Oddish is
looking at tourney chat. Holy moly! Are you kidding me?
Oddish is pinging Sword. He's trying to get him on, and Sword is online. Will he respect that and
Are
hop
we
in?
gonna wrap this up on a Friday night in America and a Saturday afternoon in Australia? Is that what's happening now? Is that
It's
how?
possible. It's very possible. Let's see what's gonna happen here. It looks like we're waiting on Sword's response. Um,
Um. So that's gonna be a wrap for this stream. I will get the stream set up if this does happen. If we see this happen, then we'll probably go into those third and first place matches, or at least the first
mhm,
place match. I don't know. Sword is probably the most limited on time,
mhm. Oh yeah,
but
definitely. But
yeah,
this has definitely
it's
been
late.
this has been a great stream, Snoopers. Awesome commentating, and I think we have a lot more to come with this Top Cut, and I'm excited to
Oh
see where
yeah,
this
this
follows.
is a fantastic top cut. We have what I would consider the top three players, as well as Sword, which Sword is a fantastic player as well.
Yes, yes. There's really no going wrong with any of these four players. They've put in the work, they put in the
Yep.
hours, and they've really earned this spot in these top four selections here.
Oh wait, I think yeah. Yep. All right. So we'll wrap up this stream. Thanks for watching. It was great to have you, Diamond. Just
It was great to be here,
it's
Snoopers.
great. It's great to have co-casting back, because I don't know, solo casting, especially for me,
Forecasting it could definitely be tough. It could definitely be tough. I could understand that.
definitely. Anyways, that's a wrap. Happiness is a warm puppy, and we will see you guys next time.